What's going on, everybody? Today I'm finally back home from holiday break, which means we get another all-new paper deck profile, which I'm sure everyone's really excited about because we all like to look at shiny cardboard, of course. This one is going to be the Dark Quickdraw deck that I've been showing off on the channel recently. This deck's not quite to the point where I think it's quote-unquote finished like some of my other decks are, but there was a lot of interest in it. A lot of commenters wanted to see the deck profile. I even ran into quite a few people on DB playing versions of it. So, given that fact, I decided to show it off anyway, at least the current list. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I guess we'll start off with the main deck, shall we? So let's put the extra to the side here. Starting off, we got Dad, of course. Dad, just an insane boss monster, one of the best, probably if not the best in the entire format, and it's a dark deck, so of course you gotta have him. We got Gores and Tragodia in here. I love both of these, especially Tragodia. I play them in pretty much everything, so I mean, just amazing cards, limited for a reason, and they're darks, so just further sort of synergy with the game plan. We got Double Caius, one of the definitive cards of the format, probably like the definitive card of the format. I think in most tournaments, Caius is actually the most played card in any deck, I think, overall, if you look at the stats. And there's a reason for that. It's an amazing card, absolutely insane in terms of what it does. Just so good. The best Monarch by far, and it's a dark monster, and dark monsters are just really, really good. So, and of course, it's a dark deck, so further sort of synergy there. Next, we got the Hero package, which is really integral to this list. So first of all, we have Plasma. Plasma is a super underrated boss monster in this format. Can definitely just win games by itself, especially against certain matchups, like amazing against anything that gets blown out by the skill drain sort of effect. Can definitely just steal games. You can summon it and like prio its steal effect, and even if your opponent chains like Book of Moon or Bottomless, it will still die because it doesn't work like it does in GOAT format. GOAT format's got some weird old ruling with Thousand Eyes Restrict where the monster will not die by game mechanics if something like that happens. But Plasma is different in Edison, at least. I assume if Thousand Eyes was legal in Edison, it would work the same as Plasma does in Edison, but not entirely sure, not a rulings expert. But that's how Plasma works. Plasma's just crazy, though. It's pretty easy to summon with like GOAT or Dandy tokens, and it's a searchable boss monster, and it's another dark. It just does so much for the deck, so you gotta play one of these. He's amazing. Stratos, just free +1. Definitely a crazy card, another one of like the definitive staples of Edison format. Infernal Prodigy, you can use this to get out Caius, you can use it to get out one of your other heroes. You can special it to use Cyber Valley or even Quickdraw if you want to go into one of those plays. Speaking of the other heroes, we got Dasher and two of these. Dasher's kind of just a Garnet in here. I don't want to say like a Garnet, but he's like a card that's only here because of how useful he is with other cards like Prodigy and Destiny Draw and being a dark and whatnot. You rarely actually use his graveyard effect. Usually you just like special Prodigy summon it or D-Draw, get rid of it, or send it for Grepher. But his effect can come up occasionally, and it's definitely useful. So, I don't know. I haven't found like a suitable replacement for him, but he's not like inherently a great card by himself. He just sort of really goes with everything in here. Plague Spreader. Now we're kind of just getting into a lot of the dark monsters that you want to send to grave. So these three, really good. Level Eater, of course, very beneficial to use with Quick Draw. You can use it to, summon it, tribute for Caius. You can use it to sink into all kinds of stuff with Quick Draw. So it's got quite a few beneficial purposes. Unfortunately, you can't tribute it for Plasma, which is tragic, but if you could, that would be awesome. But yeah, Level Eater, just another dark monster that you can send to get value out of in the graveyard, and I think it's pretty good in here. Finally, we got these two guys. Just goes with like all of the dark stuff that you want to send to grave. So I like having one of each to search with the Rota. Sandgang Card Trooper, like just really good cards. Probably play them in pretty much any quick draw deck. Not a lot of explanation needed there. Double quick draw. 2 is about what this list can support. I almost wish I could play 3. Like the real issue isn't that there's enough like stuff you can pitch. It's like you just need more level 1 access, and there's just not quite enough. Maybe if I played like I was speculating like Fires of Doomsday or something, maybe I could go up to 3 somehow, but can't really in this version, so 2 is the optimal number. double dandy, goes with the Quickdraw, goes with the like plasma and the tribute monsters and so much of your game plan. So you gotta have it. Gotta have it. And then finally, last monster is one Cyber Valley. You can get this off like 1-for-1 or Road Warrior, and it's a pretty neat card. It kind of goes well with a lot of the stuff in here, which is a theme with a lot of these cards. They just sort of synergize really, really well and really interestingly, even though on paper they're not like total obvious cards that you would choose, but they kind of just work in here. And Cyber Valley is another example of that. Whenever I take it out, it just feels worse. I can't always explain exactly why, but I really like having it in here with the 1-for-1 package and whatnot. So Cyber Valley, very good. Goes with Dandy as well. Here's the draw power, D-draw lore, really insane cards if you can resolve them. Kind of like this format's, well, lore is like this format's version of Graceful. D-draw, not a lot of decks can really play it, but this one definitely can, and it feels really good. Like, every time you see D-draw in here, it just feels amazing. So I don't know what I would take it out for. Rhoda, search all the warrior guys. You can get Armor Knight, you can get Grepher, you can get Stratos. So you really want to get to Stratos in here because resolving Stratos just feels amazing. So definitely good to have the Rhoda. Also got 1-for-1 Foolish. We've got the level 1 monsters, as I mentioned, and tons of stuff you want in the graveyard. Foolish, just pretty good in any Dandy deck. Any deck that has like Dandy plus one other thing that you can send, Foolish is amazing. So, yep. Brain Mind. Mind Control's in here because you have lots of easy ways to access the Cyber Valley. If you didn't have Cyber Valley, you probably couldn't play Mind. So, definitely nice that you can have that. And then we got more staples, just spell trap removal. You gotta play it. Goat's insane in here. As I was mentioning earlier, Fire's Doomsday has been like a consideration in the back of my head for a while. I haven't really tried out in a version that's like I've gotten to work or like gotten the cards balanced right in. But this card's insane. It can just like one card set up plasma. It sets up your quick draw plays. It does so much. You can use Cyber Valley with the tokens. So there's just a lot of neat synergies in here, and Scapegoat really helps with that a lot. Finally, we got double Book of Moon. We want another like piece of defense that we can use under Decree, so I just kind of went with this. We are playing Decree, as I mentioned. I think Decree is an insane card in the current meta, especially with more people on Deep Prison. Just really awesome way to deal with all of those back row decks, especially if you're playing something combo heavier, which this is about as combo heavy of a deck as I've ever built. So Decree, very good. And we play, I think 3 traps is about the limit of what you can play with Decree, so I'm just playing these. They're like the blowout power cards of the format. You can't really play more than 3 traps with Decree, it gets really awkward. So I think this is the optimal number, and these are probably the best 3 you can play. All right, on to the extra deck. So, of course, you got the 1 Fortress. Yeah, you got to play it in this format. Synchros, I've got Mistworm. I just wanted a level 9, so just in case, just to have like the option, 8s, we're only on 3, but they're like the best 3 we can play, so yep. 1-7, which is the Black Rose, of course, and then 2 6s, which are these guys. They're the best 6s in the format, so not a lot of explanation needed there. Only 1 5. I really wanted in this extra to have like room for just every conceivable option in every situation, so I kind of like thinned things down as much as I could in terms of each level, just so I could have something of every other level, so I could fit in the Mistworm and the Armor Arm. So we're not on any Android or anything or Thought Ruler. That was basically the logic behind that. And finally, the quick draw monsters, we got Road Warrior. Like I said, you can potentially, if you find like Eater quick draw, you can go this turn 1 and like special Cyber Valley and plus a bunch. So that's kind of neat. Nitro Warrior, Drill Warrior, Turbo Warrior, and Junk Warrior. You could conceivably cut this for Junk Archer. Like I said, I kind of wanted to have an option for every situation, and we already have Nitro Warrior, which is usually the better 7 than Junk Archer, but Junk Archer can come up. So if you wanted to swap that around, I could definitely see that. Anyway, that's the current build that I have. Like I said, it's not perfect. I think there's some room for improvement that I'll be looking into in the future, but for now, that's the deck list that I've been on. I've seen some different takes and different card choices out there that I'm definitely considering. So that was really interesting. But I hope you guys enjoyed the list. Be sure to like, rate, subscribe, comment, all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.